between, and let's bring it up on the screens if I've got the right one here. Oh, let's see. Okay. I don't know if I had the right screen. Okay. Our call is about the things that are, let's see. Slideshow, play from the start. Okay. All things are different until they're not. Okay. And how many, I mean, seriously, was this not hard for you, Christy, when you first started and now it's easier? Like,
Absolutely.
absolutely, right? Kathy, you've probably seen the same thing. When you first started, it seemed so mind-blowing and overwhelming, and now things get easier. And really, what's crazy is every step is you're gonna feel that every step of the way. And I remember telling Ellen, you're gonna work really, really hard to get to a level, and then once you get there, you can maintain. But getting to the next level, you work really, really hard to get there, and get there, maintain, get there, maintain. And it's easier to maintain a title than it is to get a title. But once you get a title, you can maintain. And so knowing that every step of this business is a stretch to get to, but maintaining is so much easier. And you always look back and think, that wasn't as hard as I made it out to be. And so we want to talk to you about mindset, because mindset is 90% of this job. And you know, there's a growth mindset and there's a fixed mindset. And we're not employees, but at the same time, your mindset can destroy your business or make your business. And so there are lots of mindsets levels, and this is going to show you, you know, good and bad, but honestly, there's a lot of in-betweens. And so I'm going to send you a test tonight that you can take yourself. It's not really a test. It's just a growth of finding where you're at each subject, about where your mindset is, and realizing that where you're at can make a difference in your success and helping you step to the next level of mindset, because it can destroy or create your business. And so you got to think about, are you excited to learn new technology and embrace change? Or is it more like you resist learning new technology, oppose change, and you know, almost instinctively just back off, you know? So growing mindset would want to learn new change, and a fixed mindset is, you know, if I can't do it with what I know already, then I'm not doing it attitude. All right. Never going to make you grow a business. Never, ever. Ellen.
All right. So growth mindset views setbacks as challenges to overcome, right? They rise to that occasion. Sometimes they even get excited about those challenges that they have before them. And a fixed mindset views setbacks as a reason to give up. Now, something that's really important when we're going through this is you might see yourself in both of these columns. And that's normal, right? That's totally normal, because there are times when your growth mindset is really strong and you're striving and you're ready to grow and you're up for the challenge. And then there are other times, and sometimes it's from day to day. The next day, you're just kind of like, I can't do this. This is too hard. Right? And so it's important to recognize that you can kind of straddle both categories, but what you want to do is you want to strive to be in that growth mindset, or catch yourself in that fixed mindset. Your knee jerk and go, oh, no, I can do hard things. Let's do it, you know?
Do you know what when I read this on this one particularly, I think of all the people that with COVID have given it their reason not to work. And the other people with COVID have given it their reason to work. And so some people have come into this situation as like, oh my gosh, I need to bust it. You know, I need to break through this. This is not stopping me. I'm going to use this to grow this business. Yes. And have used it and turned it in to our best year ever. And the majority of the champions have done that. That's why we're so far up. But there's others that I look at and it makes my heart sad, because they've used this as their excuse not to work. And whether or not they are using it with their family as their excuse, or with themselves, or, you know, just using it as a crutch instead of using it as a parachute to get to the next level in business and grow your business, because you can. All right. So a fixed mindset and a growth mindset again. We have a screen I can't see. A growth mindset, they ask for help when they need it. And a fixed mindset is going to simply don't do things that they determined hard. And so, you know, if I'm not good at it, I'm not going to do it attitude. That is definitely a fixed mindset and not a growth mindset. A growth mindset, if they don't know how, they're going to find out how. They're going to figure it out. They're either going to Google it or they're going to ask somebody that knows. And a fixed mindset is simply going to give up. It's a reason, again, not to move forward. All right, Ellen?
All right. So a growth mindset, you collaborate with colleagues, you look for ways to ensure everyone's success, and you learn from others' successes. And that is exactly what Pam fosters with all of us at Champion, with our cross training and all of that stuff that we do together. It is all one great big collaboration of all the leaders. And then a fixed mindset feels threatened when other people succeed and they resent having to work with others. Now, I'm sure at some point in your life, you have met somebody, and maybe even it's been yourself, where you feel threatened by other people's success. It's almost discouraging to you, right? And that just means that's a big red flag that you're in a fixed mindset and you need to shift over into that growth mindset.
Yes, this is a great place to just do a checkup on yourself. A growth mindset is willing to put time and effort in to succeed, and they're willing to do the extras that it takes to make things right. And a fixed mindset resents being asked to do anything that's extra or they view, not needed. And so think really hard. I mean, seriously, be willing and eager to do things that are going to make things better and make your business better, your life better. And this is talking about employees. And when you're self-employed, the business you destroy is yours. And so I find that moving forward in this business is always taking extra energy. My favorite quote is, if I always do what I've always done, I'm always going to get what I've always gotten. And in order to do more, to get more, I have to do more. And so think of that each and every day. If I always do what I've always done, I'm always going to get what I've always gotten. If that's okay, then stay where you're at. But if you want more, you're going to do more. You're going to find a way to make it more. Okay?
Absolutely. So a growth mindset uses negative feedback as a way to improve performance, right? Think about it. If you're somebody who loves a performance review, that's because you're a growth mindset, right? You're just like, tell me what's going on, how I can improve, how I can be better. What's the next step, right? That is a growth mindset. And a fixed mindset ignores any negative feedback or criticism, right? A lot of times they just think it doesn't apply to them. Maybe they don't see themselves that way. And so they just dismiss it. Whereas anytime you get any type of feedback, it is such an amazing opportunity for growth. I mean, even with your customers, it is an amazing opportunity to really solidify that customer relationship that you have. I remember doing a training one time and they said, people say that they're afraid to call their customers because they're afraid their customers will complain. And they said, and what the woman said was, she said, if you call your customers and they have a complaint, thank your lucky stars, because you have an opportunity to fix their problem and therefore making you their person that they count on, that they go to, that can take care of things for them. And that training always stuck with me. I mean, I probably listened to that training like 10 years ago, and it always stuck with me that she's like, if they have a complaint, thank your lucky stars. And I'm like, that's a really good way to look at it.
Yeah, it is a good way to look at it. All right, constantly seek to improve your performance. And that would be a growth mindset. How can I be better? Getting in on training, listening tonight. Yay, Kathy. Yay, Christy. Looking for ways to be better. What can I learn? What am I doing today to make myself better? What am I doing today to get myself closer to my goals? Always looking to strive growth, growth, growth. A fixed mindset, actively resist any new challenge or any changes or anything, asking them to do anything more. It's fine the way it is. The attitude of, I know everything I need to know. I'm just going to Write it out. That is a fixed mindset and not the employee you want and not the Salesforce member you want on your team. And when the proper mindset's instilled in the culture, micromanaging grind comes to a halt. And you know what? I have to tell you, if there's anything I hate, it's micromanaging. I don't like to micromanage and I don't like to be micromanaged. All right. And so what I love is to create the growth mindset culture. And so no micromanaging is ever needed. Get people to do it because they want to do it. You don't have to go to work, you get to go to work. And the whole attitude changes when you have the growth mindset and you instill the growth mindset in your team.
So time out, Pam. I have to say something. Okay. So those of you who are new to kind of like working with Pam, and, you know, Kathy and Christy, you're both very new, like, you know, high level leaders. And so I have to tell you, Pam is exceptional in that area, in the fact that she does not micromanage us, and she gives us the freedom to be able to figure out what works for us and to work it. And she's always open to it. And that is so amazing, because I can guarantee you the majority of business leaders micromanage their people. I see it all the time. I see it in the way that they train. You can tell that they micromanage their people. I hear it from their people about them micromanaging. And I am forever grateful because she doesn't micromanage us, she gives us that opportunity to grow. And you will grow more when somebody's watering you than when somebody's pulling on the stalk trying to get you to go higher, right? And that's exactly what micromanaging does. It's forcing the situation, whereas Pam nurtures that situation and encourages us to just grow, right? And so Pam, thank you.
You are so welcome.
Not doing that.
Well, I have to tell you, I do for you what I want people to do for me. It's what I wanted all the years when I was in Tupperware and had a business leader. I try my best to be the business leader I always wanted to have. Now, I did have a good business leader, but I also had a business leader that really was a micromanager, and it drove me crazy. And I always knew that I would grow faster and better and stronger if I could have that business leader that would lift me and water me, like you mentioned, Ellen. And you know, there's probably some people that wish I would micromanage them. And I honestly, I mean, if you really want it, I will coach you, but my directors can always get me. And instead of feeling like Pam's busy, I want you to know that the director title, and Kathy, I can't wait for you to be there. And I would still listen to you anyways. You can call me anytime. But the director title gives you permission to call me literally every day. I don't care. I would like a text or a phone call every single day would make me happy. Now, if you want to do it every other day or once a week or whatever you need from me, I'm willing. But I really like hearing from you, because when I hear from you, I know you're healthy. And I don't mean healthy in health, even though that's very important too. I mean healthy in business. When I know you're working, when you're going telling me what really worked, or I see your text on Facebook and stuff like that. I love that. That motivates me, inspires me. And so always know that. This is what I'm going to send you guys, because I want you to look at this. And there's lots of levels of growth mindset. Fixed, low growth, mixed, growth, and high growth. And you can just look on challenges right here. And this print is small and hard to read on this screen, but I will tell you, when you print it out, it prints very clear. I saw that already. But encountering difficult obstacles. See, I can't hardly read it. The effort, and you can see the different levels here. So take this and kind of mark where you're at. Print it out twice, one for your master, one for your marked up, and mark where you're at and know where you need to work on and what you need to create more of in order to be in the high growth mindset. It was funny because reading through this, I'm like, oh, that's so Ellen. Oh, that's Kelly. Oh, that, you know, and so, I mean, it's just really interesting to read through that and know where you belong. And I saw myself fitting in. I'm like, I'm totally right here, you know? And so know where you are, and so you can know where you can improve, because if you want to be in a growth mindset, you want to improve. All right. All right. Change. This is so important because, You need to be the change you want to see in the world. And I know you've heard that a million times, but I want you to use this little quote to know that you need to be the change you want to see in your team. Because if mommy ain't happy, ain't nobody happy, and so goes the leader, so goes the pack. Use all of that because you are going to have on your team what you are. And so if you really look up to and admire your director, your people will learn to admire you and look up to you. But if you ever talk negative about your director, your people will do the same thing to you. So be very careful. And even if you feel that way, you never speak it at that level to them. You never, never, never. If you want to vent up, you talk to me, you talk up, okay? You talk to the next level up and you say, I just need help with this. Help me understand how this is happening, or how can I understand this situation better, and we will help you through it, okay? Because sometimes there's a real good reason why, and sometimes it's a challenge for you, and we'll help you work through maybe a response to help it, like Christy did with me on how I'm going to respond to this girl. And I just needed to hear your words. Thank you, Christy. See, you can never not learn. All right. So now we want to just help you through some of the coaching with these situations. 5 questions to develop a growth mindset. And this is, I always say, what's your how-tos or what your ahas from every single event that we have. I've been doing that and giving prizes for it because for 2 reasons. I want other people to learn the value of what they missed if they weren't on, but I also want every single individual to take away and walk away with something. And when they type it out to me, it's like they learned it twice. And they concrete learn, okay? And so it's like super glue on what they learned that night. So it's really good for the person learning, and it's also good for everybody reading. And so what did you learn from today's performance? And so somebody calls you and says, hey, I sent text messages out and I got nothing. And well, what'd you learn from it? Let's talk about this. What'd you learn? Maybe the text was not, friendly. Maybe it needed to have a picture with it. What's the circumstances? All right. The next one would be, what steps did you take to make your successful day? And my line is, what are you doing today to make you closer to your goal? I've said that since Ashley was a cheerleader in high school and the boys were wrestling. What are you doing today to make you closer to your goal? When their goal was go to state, and Ashley's goal was to be a national champion. What are you doing today to get you closer? And every day in your business, what are you doing today to get you closer to your goal? Where do you want to go and how are you going to get there? And every day makes a difference. What are some of the different strategies you could use? So in other words, somebody says, I'm trying to date parties and I'm not getting anywhere. Okay, well, let's talk about it. What did you do already? All right, what else can we do? What are some strategies? What else have you heard out there that's that you could try? And then suggest. I say, as soon as they start asking for questions, you can go ahead and give your suggestions. How did you keep going when things got tough? And this is really good to say, okay, you did this, you had great success last month, and how did you get those parties? And remind them how they did that. What did you do last time when you were trying to get Tupperware parties they weren't coming through? Or the last time you went through a recruiting slump, how'd you get out of it, And so help them see what they did right before. All right, what can you learn from your opponent today? Now their opponent, I don't know who their opponent would be in Tupperware, Rubbermaid, but what can you learn from the failure? Fail up, okay? And never fail. The failure is never failure unless you forget to fail up, all right? All right, and then the feedback comments on developing, what feedback you give them. And Ellen, hi buddy. All right, can you give the feedback?
Absolutely. So I love these feedback comments. This will be challenging concept to learn, but I believe you can master it. It's just kind of telling them like, hey, this might take a little bit more effort, but I believe in you, right? All right. And then the next one is, you haven't got it yet, but if you will, if you will, if you keep working and thinking about it. And that's important too. Just today I was texting with somebody and I'm like, just keep going. I promise you, just keep moving forward. It will come full circle. All right. So the next one is, I really appreciate your effort today. Talking to people about the effort that they put in, because sometimes that is That's the result, is just putting in that effort, you know, because it's very easy to sidestep the effort in this business because nobody's watching. They'll see eventually when the results don't happen. But all right, it is okay to take risks. That's how we learn, right? We tell our kids that. My goodness, learning to ride a bike, any of those things. It's important to take risks. That's how we learn. Sometimes we learn, I don't want to do that again. Sometimes we learn that wasn't as bad as I thought it was. And if I keep practicing, I'll get better. All right, and the last one is getting better takes time, and I see you improving. That is huge. That is huge. Again, think about any time in your life, maybe it was you that you saw improve over time, or maybe it was your children, maybe it was somebody else that you saw, somebody in your team and your unit that you saw improve over time with their posts or their graphics or whatever it was. You know, it's so important to acknowledge that and to let them know, like, hey, I see you improving. You are doing great. Keep going.
Awesome. Well, you know, jump back on this, and one that says, I really appreciate your efforts today. Do you know people are more apt to do more because they get appreciated? And so lack of appreciation makes people want to stop. And so if you appreciate people, it's the tiniest things sometimes. It can be a note. It can be a phone call. It can be a text. Just appreciate people for doing anything right. Your team, find them doing something right and appreciate them for it, because they will stay with you much longer. All right. And then the last thing we just want to share is, and this is so fun, you know what? Be open to change. You'll never know just how beautiful it can be. And it's true. And so when we're open to changed mindset, we can find a lot of growth happening. All right, so that is the mindset that we're going to send to you. I'm going to send you the one sheet and tell me, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and see how many 5s you can get, because 5's the best. And so give yourself the score, then maybe take it again in a week or 2 weeks and see if you've changed any on your mindset, because a growth mindset can make you more money. And if you're here for the money, then be willing to be here for the growth mindset. All right, check up from the neck up right there. All right, thank you guys. This is fun.
Thanks.
Kathy,
Christy,
you want to share anything? Christy, you want to share anything?
Christy, you have such a great smile.
You do.
But she does. Her whole face lights up when she smiles. Yeah. I just love it.
So anybody want to share anything that's great in their business right now? We'd love to hear from you.
I will talk a little bit about this whole thing, because it was me. Because when I first started, I was kind of gung-ho, and then some things happened and I kind of stepped away because I had that more negative attitude, or the thought that I couldn't do it. And then through Amy continuously, you know, supporting me and encouraging me and everything, I was able to start believing in myself, and then said, why not? Why can't I do this? And so that's when my whole mindset changed. And I'm curious about taking that test now, because I bet you my mindset is completely different, because now the sky's the limit for me. That's how I look at it.
Yes.
And I'm trying to encourage my team to do the same. And what you said is absolutely true. They follow what you do, because the more I encourage, the better results that I get from them. And, you know, the more excited they become. So I think that's a huge thing. And I'm definitely going to share this with my team as well, because I think that the growth mindset is definitely a good thing to have. So
yes, thank you. And, you know, I have to tell you, I have loved watching your growth, and your attitude change has definitely come along. And I'm so very, very proud of you. So you need to feel appreciated. Absolutely. All right, Kathy, you were going to talk. Share with us what's going on good in your business, or anything from tonight. Kathy might be with baby.
Well, she is with baby. We just heard this.
Yeah, I know. Exciting. We can't hear you. Nope. Nothing yet. There we go.
All right. I'm using my son's AirPods, and he only has one, and it must have the speaker on it.
Okay.
Come here.
Oh, sweet baby. That's okay. Love on that baby. What's the matter, buddy? Okay, there, you feel better. Hi, sweetheart. Look at that cute haircut. Oh, I love your son's haircut. That's so cute.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
So same thing that Christy said, but I guess so. So I just want to tell you how I feel real quick.
Okay, please.
So I have consultants under me that I try to, let them know like the sky's the limit and whatnot. But then they'll give you every excuse. Like I'm not.
He wants me.
How do I say this? You don't need to give me excuses. Like, how do you say like, and I learned this when I first started, like, excuses don't work.
Excuses are crutches. They really
Yeah.
are. Hmm.
So I think, I don't know. I have a few consultants that have excuses, and I reach out to them, and then after a while, it's just like they're just gonna give me another excuse.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, sometimes the best word choices is, you know, like I would be, Kathy, if I can just be honest with you, you can have excuses or you can have results, but you can't have both. And I really want to help you. So you really need to think about whether or not you want to have excuses or results. Because if you constantly use your excuses, the results won't come. So you get past the excuses, overcome them, and let's help you grow a business. There's no reason why you can't be making $30,000, $40,000 next year, this year. Okay. And so word choices is what I would use. Your kids are gorgeous and they have your auburn hair and they are so pretty.
They should all be in bed.
So you have 3 right now. You really have 4. You have 3 and you're expecting.
Well, no, I have 3 boys. There's my other one.
Oh my goodness. You have 3 boys? That is
Yeah.
so fun. And so you have 4 and you're expecting. You are
Yeah.
Superwoman. I love it.
It's exciting.
That is.
Can I just say, so I had a couple like that too, Kathy, and I took the time and sat with them to see what, like I asked them specifically, if there was nothing holding you back and everything could go your way, what would you want out of your business? And when I had them start thinking about what they wanted to accomplish without thinking about what's going to stop them, it turned around a lot of the consultants that kind of were stagnant, and they started to get excited because they started dreaming. And then we worked on like how to get there. So maybe approaching it that way might help too.
That sounds good.
Okay, so Christy, if say that again, if everything were going your way and you could have whatever you wanted, what would you want out of your business?
Correct.
Okay, there's good word choices for you, Kathy. So
Thank you.
people do want to be
I will
heard.
use it.
Yeah, people want to be heard, and that would encourage them to say positive things instead of your excuses that you're hearing. This question encourages positive comments back.
And I think
dream.
I think the biggest thing that I've learned within myself as well as my team is that the fear of failure is what a lot of times stops a person from trying or moving forward, because they're afraid that they're going to let not only you down, but let themselves down. So they're afraid to go that extra distance or take that extra chance. So, giving them that positive reinforcement and allowing them to dream kind of helps them overcome their fears of failure.
Oh my goodness, how sweet.
That's awesome, Christy. You're exactly
Yeah,
right.
I wrote it down. I love it. All right, guys. Thank you so much for your time tonight. I enjoy you, and I look forward to seeing you next Monday night. Okay, right here.
Thank you so much.
All right, bye, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Bye.